So this is my first recommendation, The Artist's Way. Actually, a friend from a long time ago who is a painter, she recommended me this book out of nowhere. And she was like, Claudia, if you want to go the creative kind of arts career road, I totally recommend this book for you. I don't really believe in God, and the book has words God in it, but she substituted it for nature, and it really helped her find her inner child more and helped with mental blocks. And so I started reading it, and the writer, who is an author, an actor, producer, director in Hollywood, Julia Cameron, she also says so in the book herself, where if you don't believe in God, it's fine. You just need to substitute it for words like whatever you believe in. The universe, the stars, the world, nature, like my friend did. But what's so interesting is during my UCLA acting program for a year, every instructor who came in knew about the Artist's Way, and they've all had done it, and they actually suggested to all the students to really try it when they have the time, because it really helps you discover where your negative thoughts are coming from, and also gives you ways to overcome that so you can live like a free spirit and an artist that you're meant to be. Even if you're not an artist and you're not even thinking of an artsy kind of career, I totally recommend this book because it really helps you navigate who your inner child is and bring that light forward. This book is structured so that each chapter basically is an exercise that helps you delve deeper and deeper into yourself and find your inner child, and also take care of all those negative thoughts you have had about yourself. So here's some stuff I wanted to share from the book. These are some sentences they give in the exercises which you have to complete, but it really made me, when I was doing it for the first time, made me realize where my negative thoughts were and also what I did like doing as a child, and that's always a really good indicator. It's a great start to have when you're trying to figure out what you do like or any kind of hobbies you want to form. If you look at what you had done as a child and what you really liked, it sort of gives you a hint of what you're in this world for. But here are some of the sentences. My favorite childhood game was... I think it was playing pretend games a lot. I guess everyone has had experience with it, but you know how like you're just playing on the playground and you act like the whole floor is lava and you have to do adventure games on like a bare playground, or sometimes you just pretend the tree is a house and then you sweep it and you make mud cakes and stuff. I used to do that a lot. I used to really like writing short stories and poems as well when I was a little kid. And until I did this exercise, I never really thought of it. And then it all just like came back to me and I was like, oh my gosh, I used to really like creative writing. Another sentence is, I don't do it much, but I enjoy. If I could lighten up a little, I'd let myself. If I weren't so stingy with my artist, I'd buy him, her. I secretly enjoy reading. My parents think artists are. And dude, guys, this question really, I don't know, I had like an epiphany after this question, because I was answering this and I wrote, my parents think artists are poor. Artists can't make money. Artists are helpless or worthless. And I was writing these words without even thinking, so that means that it was in my unconscious mind, and I realized that was where my fears were coming from. I was fearing that I would end up poor. I was fearing that I would be worthless. You know, all these negative words, they were not planted in you as soon as you were born, you know, they didn't come with you. They were all planted from the outside, like your family, parents, society. But I was just like, that's where my negative thoughts were coming from, and now I know how to deal with it when they come back to me from time to time. Another one I really liked was, my God, universe, stars, or nature, or anything you believe in, thinks artists are. What did you guys come up with? It has to be like an unconscious thought, because the thing that I came up with was when I was doing this on a notebook, my God thinks artists are pure. I don't know why, but that word just like came to me. Pure, innocent, fun. And I realized that's what my inner child, that's what my spirit and my light thinks of art. And that's why I love being creative and why I do want to pursue a career in the arts, because it's something so positive and beautiful to me. But that was an epiphany for me too, completing this sentence. So basically every chapter has exercises like this, and it really helps you figure out who you are and what kind of life journey you want to embark on. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of the term morning pages. This is the book where it came from, and what the purpose of morning pages is every morning you're supposed to wake up and just write 3 pages of anything, like BS it, whatever, just fill up 3 pages. And the purpose of this exercise is to overcome the censorship you have in your head, because too many times we grow up learning to censor our thoughts, learning to censor what is right and what is wrong, how to self-criticize ourselves. And basically if you do these morning pages every day and just write anything, you learn how to just let your inner child come out and play. It does have some hard chapters. Every chapter just delves in deeper and deeper of unleashing all the kind of negativities inside of you so that you can see your bright light. So some chapters were more difficult than others and a bit more dismal. And so I totally recommend this book to anyone and everyone. I think everyone should just try it once, because they might discover what they were and what they aren't. Next book is called Us, Getting Past You and Me to Build a More Loving Relationship. And I just adore this book. That being said, I'm a sucker for psychology books and those therapy kind of books. People call it self-development books. But I just really loved how it was written. It was actually recommended to me through TikTok, book talk. But this was just a book that I went through so fast. It's such an easy read. And basically each chapter is just a story of real couples that the therapist who wrote this book goes through. And his focus is not on delving each person's childhood and then fixing each other, but it's more future oriented, like forward thinking. So it's more to do with, so how can we get past ourselves individually, overcome our egos, and really think about how can we work better for us. That's the book name. And I just really loved it. Let me share some quotes with you that I really liked from the book. I'm pretty sure for all of you guys who've been in relationships with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or with a spouse, you had those moments where it was absolutely nothing. Like the fight just started from, a milk carton that was open in the fridge or empty in the fridge. And it just somehow blew up into this full-fledged explosion of a fight. Guilty. But that's all to do with me, right? I want to win the fight. It's my ego. And it's just so hard at that time of the fight to really get over yourself and just be like, but is this benefiting us? Because even if I win this fight, who is this doing good for? So I really like how the book explores that and how to overcome, I want to win this fight. And they talk about how there is a child within ourselves, and in moments of crisis we all have different defense mechanisms. But during a situation where we feel really upset, our body straight away goes into some kind of defense mechanism, and the book explains it as our little kid suddenly going behind the wheels again. And so our duty as adults now is to calm that little kid and reassure the little kid and go, don't worry, we're not in the same situation we were at when you built those defense mechanisms as a kid. I've got this. I can handle it. Go back to the passenger seat. So that you don't use the same defense mechanisms that you probably developed while you were growing up, because you grew up in a dysfunctional family. Like, who doesn't have a dysfunctional family? That's what the book explores, and I just found it to be like, and I have tried using it in practice, and of course I'm not perfect, but sometimes it actually worked for me when I really consciously think about it, and I have to literally say in my brain, okay, little Claudia, I've got this. Don't worry, it's not a big issue. You don't need to take the wheels. And it really worked. It really helped me overcome my ego. So the book gives an exercise that I really wanted to try. It said, about 10 to 2 weeks, keep a self-esteem journal. Take a few minutes at the end of the day and jot down in your phone, in your computer, or on a piece of paper, moments when you were one down that day and moments when you were one up. What was the trigger? What occurred just before you went down or up? What were the thoughts, the feelings? Finally, what was the physical sensation? So I just really wanted to try this because it helps to know what are your triggers and what makes you feel more up and down during the day. I feel like this part of the book really encapsulates what it's trying to say, and it's a principle that I really resonate with. It goes to say, our culture is infatuated with the harmony phase of relationships. A great relationship has no real discord, just like a great body has no belly fat, and a great sex life is like that of a 20-year-old. And it goes on to say, rather than a sense of helplessness, an infant who has moved through countless moments of error to reconnect develops a hopeful way of interacting with her world. She has made a specific meaning of her experience, one of optimistic expectation, which gives her a sense of resiliency. And so what does that mean for adult relationships, right? So it goes on to say, life is messy, but you're in this together. It's in the survival in you as a pair that matters. So it goes on to say, how do you know how much disalignment is good for the relationship though? Because what if it's all disalignment, right? You're just like so unhappy in the relationship. Well, it says that it's a 70-30 rule. So 70% misalignment to 30% alignment, as long as the misalignment gets repaired. So how do we make repair exactly? How do we reconnect once a disruption occurs? For parents and infants, it's simple. They just have to find each other again. However, for luggage-carrying grown-ups, it's more complex. So yes, we all carry so much baggage when we come into new relationships. So I guess it's just so much more harder to connect and have that sense of stability and comfort and safety in our partners. But it says partners in healthy relationships push each other back or pull each other in. They regulate each other's distance. And this is the other great gift of discord. It's the chance to speak up and reshape elements of the relationship. But I feel like Hollywood, I feel like a lot of the romantic movies in Hollywood really sort of clouded how we see relationships, how it should all be just romantic, happy and giddy, and everything that is not happy and giddy is, and you should just like run out of your relationship. But I just really like this book because I really resonate, the more hardships you face together as a couple, the stronger you become. But the difficult part is, how do you overcome those hardships if it's him or her and both of you are triggering each other? So I don't, of course, have the solutions, and I'm not a therapist, but that's where I felt like the book was so interesting. So take a read. It's really good. Last recommendation of the day is Tools of Titans. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of this before because they're always in the bestseller section in all kinds of bookstores. And it's a self-help book, but I find it interesting because each chapter basically is an interview with a famous person that Tim Ferriss interviewed during his podcast. Here are just some things that I wanted to share that really sort of resonated with me. This part I really liked. A focus on me equals suffering. So the reason you're suffering is you're so focused on yourself. People tell me I'm not suffering that way. I'm worrying about my kids. My kids are not what they need to be. No, the reason you're upset is they feel the kids. It's still about them. Suffering comes from 3 thought patterns: loss, less, and never. Also, a quote I liked was, life is always happening for us, not to us. It's our job to find out where the benefit is. If we do, life is magnificent. This is a part that I captured and sent to my friends in a group chat. It was talking about priming instead of meditation when you wake up. A part of the book says, I now often ask myself, is this really a problem I need to think my way out of? Or is it possible I just need to fix my biochemistry? I've wasted a lot of time journaling on problems when I just needed to eat breakfast sooner, do 10 push-ups, or get an extra hour of sleep. Sometimes you think you have to figure out your life's purpose, but you really just need some macadamia nuts and a cold fucking shower. I thought this was like spot on because I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's our generational thing, but we think so much and we're trying to come up with reasons and causes of why and how we're feeling right now. But sometimes maybe we're just hungry, or maybe we just need a shower, or we just need sleep. So I thought this was like really fun. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope if you have the opportunity, you try one of the books and let me know how you liked it or not in the comments below. Or if you have, then please tell me what part of the books you liked. I hope to read more books and share more, but I am not a good reader. I need to be on top of my reading stuff. If you also have any other recommendations for books I should try out, please also let me know in the comments below. Bye guys!